Hello everyone, and welcome to my British Royal Family official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As the new owner of an estate near Balmoral imposes a ban, one of the royal family's oldest customs is ended. The imperial family can never again chase close to Balmoral, as the new proprietor of an adjoining home has plans to change the entire site. The family's practice of hunting, deer following or fishing at the 5 extremely old Abergeldy bequest reaches a conclusion following 170 years. Alastair Story, the new owner of the estate, wants to transform the area and build private lodging and hunting lodges there, breaking the royal family's 1852 sporting rights lease. The hunting deal has been cancelled, according to documents compiled by Aberdeenshire Council, as reported in the Telegraph. The sporting rights to Abergeldy have been leased by the royal family for the past 175 years. However, this arrangement has now ended and will be actively managed by the new laird. New facilities will be required to efficiently manage the estate and facilitate the transformation. The 11,512 section of land property is situated between the late Sovereign Elizabeth's previous domain and the ruler's home, Balmoral. It was owned by the Gordon family for over 500 years before John Gordon, the 21st Baron of Abergeldy, died, and it was sold. According to the documents, Mr. Story, who established his contract catering company Westbury Street Holdings in 2000, purchased the estate in late 2021 for £23 million and plans to launch shooting expeditions from the farm. Express superior flag. Low for ruler Charles as Balmoral Neighbour demands the cessation of 175-year regal practice. One of the imperial family's old customs reaches a conclusion as the new proprietor of a home close to Balmoral issues boycott. The royal family is no longer able to hunt near Balmoral because the new owner of a neighbouring estate plans to transform the entire site. King Charles and Prince Harry on a shoot in 1995. The family's practice of hunting, deer following or fishing at the 5 extremely old Abergeldy bequest reaches a conclusion following 170 years. Alastair Story, the new owner of the estate, wants to transform the area and build private lodging and hunting lodges there, breaking the royal family's 1852 sporting rights lease. As per the message, archives drove by Aberdeenshire Gathering reveal that the hunting bargain has been rejected. They expressed, "The sporting rights to Abergeldy have been leased by the royal family for the past 175 years. However, this arrangement has now ended and will be actively managed by the new laird. New facilities will be required to efficiently manage the estate and facilitate the transformation." Join our WhatsApp community by clicking this link to be the first to hear about the royal family. Harry making King Charles's life a misery after nagged him for years. The 11,512-acre property is between the King's residence, Balmoral, and the former estate of Queen Elizabeth. It was owned by the Gordon family for over 500 years before John Gordon, the 21st Baron of Abergeldy, died, and it was sold. According to the documents, Mr. Story, who established his contract catering company Westbury Street Holdings in 2000, purchased the estate in late 2021 for £23 million and plans to launch shooting expeditions from the farm. The 70-year-old's buy incorporates the 34 properties dabbed around the domain, however does exclude Abergeldy Palace, which actually has a place with the Gordon family. According to reports, Mr. Story intends to construct a new principal house for the estate. During his visit to the Scottish village of Tomintoul, which has a long history of whisky production, King Charles IUO shows off his brand new tartan kilt. The Lord met schoolchildren and got in some training for his state visit to Paris by talking in French to a well-wishers during a visit to Scotland's most noteworthy high country visit yesterday. Charles, who was on his late spring break at the close by Balmoral bequest in Aberdeenshire, visited Tomintoul in the Cairngorms Public Park to perceive how the town has utilised a £3.3 million energy-effective lodging improvement to change its fortunes. The 74-year-old ruler, wearing his new Lord Charles II plaid, previously found in open a long time back, was invited by grade younger students and local area stalwarts after the Dufftown Line Band performed in front of his appearance. Tomintoul, which was founded in the 1750s, has a long history of producing whiskey, but the 2000s saw an economic downturn. As a consequence of this, the community banded together in an effort to obtain grant funding and to increase tourism in the area. It presently has 750 locals, almost 2 times the populace in 2012, after the local area attempted to address financial issues including absence of advancement, a maturing populace, and unreasonably expensive lodging. On the site of an abandoned school, the Glenlivet Development Trust built the Old School Close, an energy-efficient housing development costing £3.3 million. Charles visited the site, which currently has 12 reasonable homes based on it, and met occupants, speaking in French with some of them. Students from the nearby nursery and elementary schools greeted him with homemade crowns and Scottish and British flags. Charles told one of the youngsters, "You have been caught up with making things." An elderly man asked Charles to wish his wife a happy birthday while they were walking around the village green, and a woman yelled, "Happy birthday. We love you, Lord Charles." Alastair Sharp, 79, an individual from the Glenlivet Improvement Trust Board, wore a kilt for the visit of the ruler, whom he depicted as a neighbour. Mer Sharp said, "The community that the king is visiting benefits greatly from this. He was at Braemar Games as of late. To come to our little local area is really significant. We are neighbours. My family have lived here starting around 1910. After the war, there were 2 gas stations, 4 bars and 6 shops, but they've all been taken over. It's functioned admirably. We've arranged. The reasonable lodging was an extraordinary achievement. We are currently a dull sky region. We are expecting to foster a setting up camp and troop site. It's amazing how grants can be obtained for worthwhile projects if you know who to ask." In 2017, the Trust purchased a previous gallery and transformed it into the Tomintoul and Glenlivet Revelation Centre, and last year a mailing station was saved from conclusion. Charles was shown a coat accepted to have had a place for the exciseman during the 1820s, during the period of whiskey parading and vicious showdowns between customs officials and the illegal refineries. The coat, which has a high neckline, profound sleeves and mother-of-pearl buttons, was tracked down in the rafters of an old house in the town in 2003 and was remembered to have been given over to a worker. Despite a nearly 200-year tradition, the Windsors have been informed that they are no longer permitted to hunt on an estate near Balmoral Castle. The English illustrious family has been restricted from hunting at the Abergeldy home in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, resisting a practice that is close to as old as the actual US. According to the New York Post, the so-called royal lease was ended by the estate's new owners, who live near Balmoral Castle. This meant that the custom would no longer be followed. The new proprietor, Alastair Story, set some hard boundaries and said that he plans to patch up the grounds, in view of desk work he recorded in the no-so-distant past. Story, on the other hand, has made it abundantly clear that he will not bow to anyone, regardless of their status. According to documents submitted to the Aberdeenshire Council, the royal family has leased the sporting rights at Abergeldy for the past 175 years. This lease has now ended, and the new laird will actively manage the facility. New facilities will be required to effectively run the estate and facilitate the transformation. The 70-year-old says he wants to let tourists and other paid visitors tour the estate, as well as allow commercial hunting. Additionally, the Gordon family's ownership of the estate has been ended by Story's purchase of the property, which occurred more than 500 years ago. The publication claims that the royal family is content with the course of events. The purported illustrious rent traces all the way back to 1852, when Sovereign Victoria and ruler Albert initially purchased Balmoral Palace. The late Queen Elizabeth did not object to paying higher rent for the land. Presently, in any case, Lord Charles III cannot utilise the property that his family had utilised for such countless hundreds of years. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.